Hola y bienvenidos. Espero se escuche bien, creo que sí. Déjenme verificarlo un segundo. Si están escuchando, estamos por comenzar la campaña de Call of Juarez. Vamos a ver. Jugar. Historia. Duelos. Los duelos eran interesantes en Call of Juarez. Sí, Call of Juarez, en el primero que sí. A ver, un segundo. Sí, escucha bien. Aunque creo que debería especificar que Call of Juarez es el tercero, creo. Voy a ponerle difícil. Vamos a ver qué tal nos va en difícil. Este es el Guns algo. Guns. Gunslinger, algo así.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
What are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Bomba de relojería. A ver. Érase una vez en Stinky Spring. Silas Greaves llegó a Abilene en 1910. No son las escaleras sin enemigos cerca. Eres un blanco fácil. Comencemos.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Ahí estamos.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies.
Voy a ver si es que, por si acaso, el audio... Ay, ¿se puede poner en español? No. Creo que no. Bueno, está en los subtítulos al menos.
But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, ha-ha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Vuelve al escondite.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Who's that? Is he with us?
Gran experiencia. Me ayuda para subir el nivel de primera habilidad.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead. I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did. As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kids' apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Shoot that bastard!
No. No sé si necesito un poquito más de sensibilidad.
They're coming from the rear! Somebody kill him!
¿Hay vida? No sé si hay vida o no, va recuperando. O sea, no es como... Se ve genial esa combinación.
I knew that going through that front door meant putting my butt in a shooting gallery, so I decided to get sneaky.
Es como gordo, ¿no? Algo así. No digo. Habilidades, a ver. ¿Quieres puntos de habilidad para gastar? Elige de las 3 categorías de habilidades y compra la habilidad de la izquierda. Trampero, luchador a corta distancia, pistolero, forajido con tus armas. Ah, y las armas. Ranger, tirador de larga distancia. A ver, comencemos con esto. Ahí está. Armas dobles, pistolero. Usa 2 revólveres a la vez. Empuña 2 revólveres y mándalos. Cuando usa un revólver mantén pulsado aquí. Utiliza para entrar en modo armas. Listo.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Solo puedes evitar balas con la suerte.
Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there. Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. Shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. The right position is very important. Personally, I prefer to be on top.
Oh, you do?
Revolver Ranger.
Indeed, darling. But where was I? Oh, yeah. A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
La suerte está en nuestra mano, pero no
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you.
¿Verdad? Unos más puntos, bolsillos son 2 pistoleros, bolsillos revolver.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Shoot flank!
I cut their numbers in half. But that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo. It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave.
Supongo que es Dave el sucio.
Deader than a rat in a trap!
And upstairs, I found Billy and Charlie Baldry.
Billy, ¿dónde está
How
Billy?
about that? Huh? You like
Allá
that?
adentro debe estar. Ahí está. Billy el niño. Es rápido como el látigo.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm. I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
I think I got one! Where the hell Garrett get to? He's missing one left!
That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side." Suckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. "They got a Gatling," Billy shouted. "Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention." He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
Those poor sons of bitches are
Many
done
would have
for.
fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men, like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you now.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was I?
You were heading for the bomb.
Right. Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
Where'd he come from?
Finally, I had the stables within my reach. And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Un duelo. No creo. Ah, parece que sí.
He challenged him to a showdown.
Derrotó, ¿no?
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Como una serpiente de cascabel. Ok, me acuerdo un poco de los duelos, me gustaban bastante en el otro Colo Juarez, en el primero, no sé cómo serán aquí. Céntrate tu enemigo con RB, con esto. Ok, centrados más o menos. Vigilar su mano, supongo. Cuando tu oponente vaya a por su arma, pulsa RT para desenfundar. Apunta con RS y después pulsa RT para disparar. Ok, 2 veces. Pero solo... No. No, no. No. Estás muerto. A ver de nuevo. Ya. Mejor al cuerpo porque la cabeza es un poco más complicada. Más en el cuerpo. Juntar. No te muevas. Sí. RT. No. Te has entrado en 99% de tu tiempo de reacción ha sido 0,43 segundos. Menos de un segundo. Pero aún así no se haga nada. Su mano, vigilar su mano. Sí.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables. I stepped inside, and...
Oh.
Last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Saber cómo. Es interesante, está divertido. Historia.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Aquí.
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Por un puñado de balas. Supongo que es el episodio 2. Billy the Kid y C.S. Grave acabaron otra vez. No.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
Tenemos para una habilidad más. Bolsillos hondos. Más munición de revólver. ¿Qué es esto? Combos más largos. No dejes de matarte un rato. ¿Qué es esto? Recarga. Ah, ok. Vamos a comenzar con esto. 28 de abril de 1881. 4 meses después.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape, too. My first order of business was finding a firearm.
Un arma. Vamos, un arma.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Escopeta.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy?
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer.
Un arma.
It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim at that. The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away. Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could. Some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape? Garrett's gonna kick our ass! Can't have gotten far! Lock the door! Gotta be around here somewhere.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever gonna find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
You!
But hell if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You who? Go to hell.
Don't let him get away!
Por suerte tengo 544. Ok. Estoy perdiendo bastante.
I've got this! He's in town somewhere!
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and color.
No pude esquivarla. Va.
Get the windows, lock the door! How'd he get you? You! Deep shit, we can't get back! Leave him to me!
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
They're shooting in the street.
Let's do this! Get your headstone!
There's children here.
We can take him!
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. Rising too high, if you ask me.
Give it up!
Puntos de habilidad. Vale.
Downtown's going to hell in a handbasket.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Respect for decency?
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town. I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy, and all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun.
Get the women off the street! Oh, no! I'm here! How the hell did he get away? Deep shit when that gets back!
Me salieron todos.
Putting you down!
Finally, I found what I was looking for.
Hey,
The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said. I think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
ajuste la posición de tu mano con LS para desenfundar más rápido. Oh, ok, vamos a bajar. Cuando oigas los latidos podrás desenfundar primero, pero será un acto deshonroso y afectará tu puntuación. Okay.
No, man!
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well,
Éxito.
Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
Le disparamos después de que desenfundara.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mejor que falló.
Mexico.
Porque disparó antes que nosotros.
Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
Episodio 2.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Los Cowboys eran una gran banda de forajidos liderados por el viejo Clanton. Dos de sus pistoleros más letales eran... Oh, otra vez. No, tercera vez que pasa lo mismo. Bueno, son varios.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there!
I did my best to help those poor passengers. Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did.
Whoa.
They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground, whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. And finally, they managed to corner me. As I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
No. No. No quiero que
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Pero dejé el arma.
Stand and fight, you coward!
No me veo.
He's nothing but a coward!
Puntos de vida. Como las balas. Agilidad mejorada durante la concentración. Ser rápido como el rayo. Te moverás y correrás un 50% más rápido durante la concentración. Y esto es combos más lentos. Arma legendaria. Revólver de abajo.
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me.
No,
Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this.
You're done.
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
Where's he gonna run to now?
Oh, no.
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know. And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo.
LB.
That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Can't outrun a bullet.
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Show yourself.
Duelo. Okay.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you! A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that cliff. Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon. But it was just me.
Dynamite.
You one stupid zombie. You can't do that. Stab him at.
No me cubría tiempo.
You one stupid zombie. Run!
encima. Sí se vale. Pero ahí está. Una mano que lo toca de ella. Pero no queda el escopeta.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Excelente. Continúa. Está interesante. Misiones cortas e interesantes, diferentes en distintos lugares, distintas mecánicas, armas. Está bonito. Siguiente. Desde hace años.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. First, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Earth's coming!
Get ready, boys. Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil. Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Die for Christ's sake!
Vienen por aquí. Oh.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Herb wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That Lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot. Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
No sabía si era derecha o izquierda.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
No, sí, después.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Llegan a la cena y encuentran Curly Bill.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
¿Dónde están? Curly Bill. Derrota a Curly Bill.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
Ah, es él.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Time to dance with the devil. Let's see what you got working now, man. Did that son of a bitch hurt and send you to kill me? Come on out, son. A bottle! Look out of the gates of hell! Kill that murderer, cocksucker!
uy. Me llegaron más que los amigos. Mis aliados. No, que sí. Ahí viene atrás. Ahí está atrás. No. Creo que hay cajas. No, parecen cajas explosivas, pero.
Come out, wherever you are! Time to dance with the devil!
No.
Quiet, Herb. That sumbitch send you to kill me? You got a lot of sand showing up here all by your lonesome. You can't hide forever, boy.
Ah.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Hiding like a scared little puppy. Be right here.
Bien, justo se atracó. Ok, bueno. No es justo, pero. Muy bien. Sí, se quedó allí. Muy por este lado.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Punto de control. Ahí está. El otro hermano. Eran hermanos, ¿no? Tienen apellido.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
No. No. Tardé un poquito. A ver. Es que no quiero que sea deshonorable.
That's incredible,
O
sir.
cuando comienza
I
a
always thought
latir
that
el
Doc
corazón de
Holliday
nuestro
was the one that
personaje,
killed
podemos
him.
disparar, pero no sale como combate honorable. Solo sale combate honorable si es que él desenfunda primero. Uf.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true.
Éxito.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Lo has matado de forma honorable. Pistas de la verdad encontradas 0 sobre 4. Puntería 68%. Concentración 94. Sigamos.
I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Episodio 3. Los
Now,
inocentes.
wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
¿Serán ciertas todas las historias que cuenta? Tal vez esas cosas que tenemos que recoger nos dicen que es cierto y que no.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick.
Encuentra la entrada de la mina.
As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head.
Precios generosos.
Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find
Ahí
you.
está la mina.
Nervous. No one has the cojones.
Tenemos para desbloquear uno de estos. Dice, furia fría. Daño mejorado durante la concentración. Concéntrate para hacer más daño. No. Tirador Ranger. A ver. La mira ralentiza el tiempo. Tómate tu tiempo para apuntar. Cuando apuntes con tu arma larga o de una mano, el tiempo se ralentizará. Como al usar la concentración, el tiempo justo para apuntar bien. A ver. Vamos.
As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Se ralentiza un poco.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men. Samuel Colt made them equal.
Está cerca. Ajá, ¿qué hay por aquí? Tal vez haya una de esas pistas escondidas. Hola Alex, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por unirte. Sí, un sombrero secreto. Escopeta o fusil. Prefiero fusil. Vamos. No, estoy jugando en la computadora. Solo que con control. Lo tenía en Steam y creo que solo jugué una vez el primer capítulo y no me había dado cuenta. O sea, lo había dejado ahí. Y está
I
mejor
knew
de lo que
that
pensaba.
dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the
Las
polite
historias
thing
son
would be to
cortas,
return it.
pero bastante...
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's
Puedes
Mill
disparar
in
de movimiento en
48.
aire. Pulsa R2 para disparar.
Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy picking. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's son. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
detener todo esto,
desperate
no vaya
individuals.
alguien a disparar.
I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it.
Y al final nosotros explicamos.
They must have thought I was tough. I thought I was some kind of hero.
Últimas 6 balas.
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy
Está
pickets
entretenido,
posted
tal
along the
vez,
way.
no sé qué tan corto es. Tal vez por eso. Porque al menos las misiones sí son cortas, pero son bastantes. Creo que voy jugando como 5, 6 en hora. ¿Qué pena? A ver. No sé cuánto me quedo, pero está bastante entretenido.
Besides,
Rápido,
once you
variado.
enter a
Es como
mine like
arcade, ¿no?
that,
Pero
it's easy to get all turned
está
around.
interesante.
And that confusing maze
El
of
primero
corridors
sí
wouldn't
tenía
even
una
be the
historia
worst of it.
más
Some of
lineal.
those shafts could be as
Son
deep
como
as hell.
relatos de un cazarrecompensas. Hola Omar, gracias por venirte. Lo voy a buscar. No lo he visto. Me suena, pero no me acuerdo exactamente cuál es.
A single
Debe
stumble
estar en
or
Steam,
misstep
¿cierto?
can easily end in a deadly plunge to
Uy,
oblivion.
que se me caiga. Ahora lo apunto
Quick
y lo veo
reflexes
para...
often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked.
No vi eso. El que justo estuve viendo, ahora que mencionas lo de Rambo, es el de Bro Force. Ah, no, tengo que ir hacia atrás. Bro Force, que es de... Bueno, de los Expendables. Ahí está. Donde
I would
salen
just
los
need to be
indestructibles.
careful not to blow
Los
myself
personajes
to
los
kingdom
indestructibles,
come.
pero un juego 2D de el estilo de Bro Force.
With all that gunpowder
Creo
and
que es
dynamite
free
everywhere,
to play.
a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Cuidado con los objetivos. Oh, no, ahí está.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
No. Oh, sí. Corre.
I freely admit that my plan of attack is not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
Ah, creo que era parte de...
Instead,
Sí.
I spotted a ladder, way into the mine from the opposite side. It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith. I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged.
Take that asshole out!
That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
You're dead.
Oh, no. Estaba viendo el juego de Rambo que mencionabas y no sé si es que lo he llegado a jugar. Me parece que sí, en PlayStation 3, pero hace años. Voy a buscarlo a ver si podemos volver a jugarlo.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
El elevador.
I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
Encontrado.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserve better.
Nevada City?
No.
Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in
las
Bannock,
mañanitas.
Montana.
He was the sheriff of both places one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Revolver grande. Henry Plummer, bribón, hombre de la ley, fuera de la ley.
Well, this day is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
Creo que aquí sí.
Money for you today. Lucky shot. I'm going all medieval on your ass. I need some help here. Come on, boys. Take this cocksucker out. Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
ver que se ponga ahí.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces.
Oh, mira, mira.
You ain't taking me. Catch this, you son of a bitch! Gonna blow you into next week, boy! Ow! They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up! Lucky shot! You kill me, or I kill you! I can shoot too!
Bien.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Pepitas de la verdad, 2 de 4. Habilidades. ¿Tenemos algún punto de habilidades? Bolsillos altos. Y bueno, creo que voy a dejar la campaña aquí por hoy. Y mañana continuamos porque está bastante entretenida. No sé cuánto nos faltará, pero cada historia como que se va abriendo a otra historia y a otra y otra y otra cada vez más. Así que no es que podamos ver fácilmente cuánto es que va a acabar. Es bueno. Me gusta porque puede que haya una sorpresa en cualquier momento. Y nada, voy a dejarlo aquí. También voy a ver ese juego de Rambo porque ya me llamó la atención. Sí, me acuerdo algo, pero no mucho. Es en primera persona, por lo que he visto. Voy a buscarlo para computadora porque con PlayStation he tenido problemas para hacer stream con la capturadora. Creo que necesito un adaptador adicional y eso. Entonces tal vez en computadora sea más fácil. Sí, está divertido. Está divertido, Alex. Y ya mañana continuaré con la historia. Gracias a ustedes por estar acá y hasta mañana. Chao, Alex. Chao, Omar. Gracias por los me gusta. Cuídense. Chao.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Justo una cinemática.
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Okay.
Where in
Creo que
Kansas?
no, todavía.
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
Ahí está, episodio 4. John Wesley. Otro más.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Bueno, ahora sí. Chao, Alex, cuídate. Gracias por estar aquí. Chao, chao.